Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon and welcome everybody to another Friday Fun Day edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox here at 10 Palms at Gulfstream Park. I'm having too much fun. We've got Jeff Defo DeForest, Tony Segreto, Mike Lubitz, Joe Beja is going to be here later. And we've got Tony, good Catholic boy, having his Fish Friday. You've got your tuna. How are you today, Tony?
I'm fine. You know what? I am blessed. I am fine. And listen, I get to sit here with you guys.
How great is this,
This
by the
is
way?
the best.
I mean,
Is that a compliment?
this
or
This
collection,
is the best.
this assemblage.
This is a distinguished journalist. He interviewed presidents of the United States. They welcomed him.
I know he was
To the
like
Oval
big
Office.
time national guy. I was
Yeah.
like a little fish in a small pond or a bigger pond here. I interviewed some governors. I made them squirm a little bit.
I would imagine so. Yeah, just the sight of you at this point.
I'm sure they were
You have been a
squirming
little
lot.
tense at the start of the show, so I'm glad to
You-
see that you
no,
eased up
Glad
here
to
today.
see.
I
haven't noticed
disagree,
that yet,
Defo.
that's
I
right.
think it's not that I've been more tense. It's that you've been much more relaxed since that pick line has come out.
Man, that
I
was,
think some other.
the woman told me to take a lovely Claudine. I don't want to call her a woman. I mean, she was great. Was the home care nurse I had. Did a great job. And she told me, take a deep breath as she yanked this thing out, which it wasn't painful or anything. It was just, I guess you got to kind of hold still.
Yeah.
And then it came out and she said, oh, good, it's not broken.
Oh,
Yeah, if it's
I'm
broken.
like, fuck. What if it was? So sorry about that.
Well, Defo is feeling loose as a goose because he is here at the track in his home environs. He's laying down beds.
Yeah,
He's eating a nice salad with grilled chicken.
You know
Me
what's
and
funny
you,
too,
the
though? I
same.
mean, no matter how much time you have to get to the track, if you're a degenerate gambler, you approach it the same way. Like you need every second,
every second.
and like clock management is going to be critical. You know, decisions on what street to take, when to turn off on the side streets, when to just go at Starsky and Hutch,
You see,
right over the bridge.
these issues I no longer have because I am in the 21st century. And when you download a betting app that has horse
It's not the
racing,
same. It's not the
you
same.
don't have to rush to the track to hit the early double. You could just lay a couple of bets
There's
on your
something
phone.
about it, Michael.
And
You
then
know
when
this.
you're sitting in traffic on Hallandale Beach Boulevard with all the blue
no,
hairs,
you should be cursing
you
all the
don't
blue
have
hairs.
to be flipping digits at everybody. It's all kind of
You
rainbows and
check your
sunshine.
rear view mirror to see if there are any cops in the vicinity. If they're not,
Yeah.
you gun it, man.
Well, I
You're on
have-
the sidewalk.
I've run the red light. You know, it's what
Run
I
a
call
red light, that's nothing.
left on red. You know, where the going straight ahead is green, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nobody coming from the other side.
Right.
But they have that left arrow.
You can make a
turn
left on red
if
if
there's no cops around.
Right.
That's the rule of
There you
thumb.
go, man.
So I've been known to do that when I've been rolling in here. Meanwhile, yesterday was soup day at Delaware Chicken Farm and
was great.
Seafood Market.
Wow.
Today is salad
Salad
day
day.
because Lord knows I could use a few salads.
What is that? in
Lubie,
front
what
of
did you end up doing here? We got some sushi too
one's called the Rainbow Roll
for
with
the Rainbow Six.
tuna, salmon,
Could be.
and then I think some kind of a crab inside with avocado.
That's the
One is the hamachi roll, and then they're
I
going to
love
bring
those.
over the dragon roll.
hamachi scallion roll. Of all the rolls, is my favorite roll. I used to be
Why
a
is
spicy
that?
tuna
Why
roll
is that?
because hamachi is a pure white
Yeah.
fish, mild.
It's a nice fish.
And I love scallions. And I like put onions or
Oh, you're a big
scallions
scallion
on
guy?
anything.
Yeah. Cream
Uh,
cheese.
and
What
it
about
makes
cream
things-
cheese?
No, that whole California.
My wife
roll
loves
with
the cream
s-
cheese thing.
The
Yeah,
salmon.
I never liked scallions
Lubie's
and cream
done-
cheese.
I want my cream
And I
cheese,
like onions.
scallions,
Yeah.
and salmon on a bagel, not wrapped in
Yeah.
rice in a sushi roll. Call me
Yeah.
old fashioned.
I gotta try one of these sushis.
Hey,
That
so
sounds good.
while I was not taking my walk of life this morning, I did come up with a new kind of Defoism, Mayoism. It kind of hit
Uh-oh.
me.
What happened?
It's just something that I know you guys are kind of concerned about my weight, and I really do appreciate that.
Not
And
your
I've
weight so
I
much,
think
just
you've
your
lost weight.
behavior.
I've been
I think you've lost weight.
I've been getting well.
Tony, I mean,
You would
obviously,
think wrong.
he
Uh,
got
I-
hit with a comment or something.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I tried to step on the scale the other day, and it let out a mighty groan, and I just backed away. But I'm getting DMs from ex-personal trainers with concern and all that. But here's the weird thing. Okay, I'm a man It's about
That's
to
nice.
turn 58 in a couple of months. You
Oh,
know, I'm in
wow.
the later parts of, I guess you would call my middle age or second trimester or whatever. But this is what hit me the other day, Defo. I said,
Uh-oh.
I've never been so dismayed and disgusted by my body, yet I've never been so comfortable in my own skin. Is that some sort of dichotomy?
It's a little too deep for us here on the food show.
No,
I mean, come on.
no. You know, the thing is,
Holy Nietzsche, what is this guy talking about here? Jean-Paul Sartre doing a food.
Tony understands what I'm
I
saying.
understand what you mean emphatically.
So
I was a former fat
The
kid.
sushi is explosive, by the
it
way.
is. It looks
Explosive.
great. So what's the solution, Tony? Should I try to work on the body while still being very comfortable with my skin, or
Yes.
just accept having a crappy body?
Here's the problem, and Tony and I can attest to this. And you would never expect it, right? Because you're flying through your 50s and you feel strong like bull, even if
I don't feel strong. I'm just barely getting
But
by.
I do believe this now, after going through it, that you want to try to get in shape in your late 50s, because that period of time can cause like permanent damage if you're not carrying yourself.
Here's
right.
the lecture I got
Yeah.
from my
Oh, you haven't told us about your
physician
trainer, yeah.
a couple of years ago. He said, and he gave me the lecture about got to watch your weight, you got to watch your cholesterol and blood sugar. He goes, Michael, the choices you make now will determine how you
Yeah.
spend the
Spend it-
last 20 years of your life.
It's true.
It can be a big
And-
difference maker, though, because
It's
you
true.
saw this with your
But-
mother.
But I just
Quality
said
of life.
so.
Quality of life is vital.
Your quality of life
Yeah,
is
and if you're
is
in your
pivotal.
70s like we are, Tony and me, or Tony and I, whatever it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to have like something going for
Once
yourself.
we've hit upon these philosophical questions about Nietzsche, what would you rather do? Like spend the last 4 years of your life, like make it into your 90s, late 90s, but like maybe you can't really move that well.
maybe
and you
you're
can't
still sharp,
think
yeah.
that well. No, or would you rather live life to the fullest every day and maybe just have some sort of major event at age
like both.
80 or 82?
I like both.
I feel like there's a way to do the middle ground.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I
You
don't make it
So
an
I don't-
either or.
Your fullest may involve some health compromises in
Yeah,
terms
it's
of
compromise.
diet and
Exactly.
approach.
It's compromise.
Yeah.
That's all.
And
Yeah.
now we get back to the
And-
major
and exercise.
the major tenets of everything in moderation.
Yes.
And you don't have to eat everything.
Yes.
And take a walk of life or do something
you
vigorous.
had like an
Be
epiphany
active,
a couple
be
of days
active,
ago
yeah,
at
be
that
active.
batch session that we had.
Yeah, and wasn't I good? I mean, I didn't eat everything. I had one little
You were
and-
relatively restrained.
and,
We were
and
fine,
even
yeah.
when I went out to dinner for a big dinner afterwards,
See, that was the difference.
I had only, split a couple of things with the people at the table. I only had one lamb chop. I had a little bit of this pasta with like lobster and scallop, and a little quarter of a crab cake, and I was good. All right. I also had a martini and a couple glasses of wine.
That'll
and the guy
do it.
brought out
That'll
dessert.
do it.
That was at Bistro Mezzaluna. Is that a place that you've been lately, or do you know?
Sounds like a
Yeah, I know
Segreto
that.
stronghold.
Yeah. It's still going strong, and got great service from my man Phil there the other night. He's a longtime server, friends with Geach at Cafe
I
Seville.
love Geach.
They're a couple of, I don't want to say degenerates, but they're like us. They like the horses, and Phil was like, I'm
It's
desperate.
not uncommon in the service industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was like, I'm desperate for a winner, Mike. So I actually gave Phil a couple of horses today. I scanned at the card for today because I knew we were going
Uh-oh.
to be out here. There's a maiden special race in the 6th race, and I like the 8 and the 10 with a little bit of the 1. So I told him to do a 1, 8, 10 box and go heavy on the win with the 8. And we'll see if that
What race
pans
is that?
out. The 6th race today.
6th race here today.
248.
All right.
So this is the first time I've ventured into any kind of handicapping waters in a while and
That-
given
that's
out
not
a
a bad
horse,
thing.
which is a little bit of pressure. Last time I did it, Mark
You can only
Phelps-
look like a fool, which
No, I
wouldn't be
I
any
came out a hero.
departure from any normal thing, right?
The last time I did this kind of thing was Mark Falsetto was up at Saratoga a couple of summers ago, first time there, and he texted me that he was there and he wanted to know, what he should bet in the upcoming race. I gave him a 3-horse box, 2 of them, for an exacta. 2 of them came in. It came in $36 for a buck, and I think he crushed it. So that's why now we're happy
Now-
to go to Taco Craft.
Now he's a sponsor.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad you threw that little clause in, in the fine print there. That
If this hits.
you will
yeah.
advertise on our show for the next 12 years. If I give you even a 3 to 5 shot that gets across the finish line in 3rd. Very nice.
Meanwhile, so what do we got going on this weekend? I know Joe Beige is a little tied up because it is the monster of the food festivals. The South Beach Wine and Food Festival is ongoing. Started last night with the Burger
Are,
Bash.
are
down
you a
there.
fan of that?
I used to go down there
Yeah.
every year, but it's become like other big events, like when I was a sports writer, I don't need to see any more Super Bowls. I've done enough. I don't need to see any more burger bashes at Sobe Fest because I've been there enough, and those, 3,000 person crowds eating 36 hamburgers. It's just not me anymore. But tomorrow night here at Gulfstream, they are happy to be taking part, and one of those like smaller events. And I do still like Sobe Fest when they have those kind of intimate dinners and the smaller events, which is the whole philosophy that now Phil and Kate with the Visit Lauderdale Food
do a
Wine
great
Festival
job. These
is
two
doing.
Yeah.
But Gulfstream in the walking ring here, they're having a Sobe Fest event, and I don't even know what they're calling it. Joe will tell us about it, but having a little bit of light bites, hors d'oeuvres, and some cocktails and wine and such at the racetrack tomorrow. I think it starts at 7:00. The last race is at like 6, so I don't know. They're going to have to quickly clean everything up, but that's tomorrow here, and then of course next Saturday.
Can you come with that?
I don't think I can make it because I'm previously committed to, of all things, a poker tournament that
There you go.
Jason Taylor is holding
Nice.
his charity fundraising poker tournament out at West
You
End.
two are like this now.
Yeah, like Mr. Taylor.
I've ingratiated myself again. When I hear
You, Seth Levitt,
that I
OJ.
could be part of a free, like a celebrity, get a buy-in for free. It's like
Right.
when somebody says there's stone crabs around or something. But
That was disgraceful yesterday what you did. I mean, I know you got a
I
little
didn't get
upset.
any. I didn't get any. I just did press my nose against the glass.
And I mean, Lubie called it in the morning. It was amazing. I've never seen anybody more clairvoyant about somebody's behavior later on that day.
Oh, it was classic. That was
He
more
said you were going to look
actually.
at the large,
Yeah.
and you were going to go, "Oh, Gene, are those the jumbos? They look magnificent." And then you were hoping that he would then say, "No, these are the jumbos, Mike. Why don't you try one of these?"
Actually, they did
and
not
and
have
you
any.
did that. I mean, I can't, Tony.
That was classic.
First of
You're
all,
not a schnorrer by nature. I mean, people just come and they, want to, pay homage to the great Tony Segreto, so they bring him whatever. But in your case, my God, that
was amazing.
just
I thought that was
because you
fantastic.
have a horrific case of gout and you can't eat or come near a stone crab.
I just
you're
looked at the stone
sounding a
crabs
little
and
bit
I had to go to the
jealous.
doctor. I mean, it was unbelievable. I went straight to the rheumatologist.
And I'm going to dispute your characters. I was not angling for any free stone crabs.
Oh,
I was
come
You
on.
want a
I
free
was-
stone crab.
I was marveling at the freshness and the just
You walked
enormity of their
You walked
product.
over like, well, the case is sort of empty. I don't notice any jumbos. And I'm like,
Gene,
that's sort of
yeah.
reminiscent of what Defo said this morning. And Gene was like, well, whatever. So Jose, he didn't bring you any, so it sort of backfired. But he did fill up the case. Like he ran to fill up the case.
Right.
He's like, are you happy now, Mike? I'm like, don't worry about this guy.
Well, because there's a little bit of a shortage now of the jumbos and the colossals, but then he filled up the entire case with large, and they look very large. They look very
Freaking great.
good.
Yeah, it looked great.
And I did pay for my own stone crabs on
Oh, stop
Valentine's
already
Day.
with this. Yeah.
Just wanna
we
let
don't
everybody
believe it. Tony.
I have receipts.
You know,
You want me to
but-
post them on
receipts.
Let's Eat South
I
Gene,
already
Florida?
would.
Gene
Yeah, from now
agreed
on.
to his claim, so fine.
Yeah.
I
but Gene
believe
loves
Gene.
him. I mean, he was saying.
You take
He
this
hammers
abuse.
me.
You take this abuse
Did
every
you used
day.
to take this kind of abuse on a set of WTVJ from
Never.
like Brian Norcross or
Never.
Joe Rose or
Never.
no?
Never.
I don't
Well,
know. That,
We
you'd
weren't
think
there.
A
so.
guy
Tony,
who's now
if you
getting
had
fed,
been there,
has white wine, has gambling windows right in front of him, has a beautiful racetrack over here,
Yep.
that he would be in a little bit better mood, but he just
I
can't
couldn't be
help
happier. I swear to God. It's great. I mean, but we want to reveal the truth
We're
to the
truth
viewers
seekers.
there.
We're truth seekers
You
here.
don't want to pretend that you have any sense of dignity about this stuff.
Okay, so again, yesterday soup day, today salad and sushi day
Yeah, we're
here
healthy.
at 10
Going
Palms.
lighter and healthy.
Can't recommend this place enough. I mean, Joe Beja and his crew have done a tremendous job here. Any day of live racing, you can come right on in here. Some days they have a buffet set up,
On the
like on
weekends, yeah.
Sundays,
Yep.
and we've got a couple of contest winners coming in this Sunday.
Nice.
We thought maybe we would
Have
be
we
able
ever
to do.
discussed with
No,
him
Joe,
when we're doing
I
the
was
brunch?
getting a distinct sense
know.
that this Sunday was not going to work because there's
No.
too much going on.
Yeah.
But we will eventually restore
Maybe
and
March?
hold
That'd be cool.
another lunchbox brunch bash here at 10 Palms.
Yeah, that was a blast.
and
You know what's amazing about those days? His ability to be a public speaker.
Oh, he does like a whole
He
thing.
gets up there
I
and
want
makes
to
a
run for
speech. And,
office. Can I run for governor?
I
or
would vote for
senator?
this guy. If I didn't know him from the show, I would vote for him. There's no doubt about it.
I'm a good. I bet you were.
Well, Tony was
you would
always
do a
great at
lot
that.
of emceeing
Yeah,
of
Tony was
charity
great at that.
events and
Yes.
stand up and all those
ultimate.
things, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, did you enjoy that, or
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, there were all different kinds of things. The serious.
Well, you
the
did
real-
some dolphin events, sports. You did some, fundraising for like cancer.
Yeah.
And, those you got to be a little more somber.
And then there was the car rally where I just let it loose and
yeah.
you have fun.
I would always, I did a bunch of them for different causes, and I would always start with a self-deprecating joke, try to loosen up the room. But and then
What if the joke bombs? Right
oh,
away?
then
Yeah.
it's going to be a
And how
long
do you
day.
feel? Yeah, no, it's always an awful awkward feeling.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Your
like
first comment leaves them
getting
blank.
up on stage, getting to the mic, starting and hearing a thud.
Nothing. Yeah.
Hearing a
Oh,
thud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you hear the clinking of the forks, and
Yeah,
then the
you hear
chatter,
nothing.
and then glasses, and then somebody
Many of
drops
the
a
comments are
tray.
directed at you. Yeah, exactly.
Can you
But,
keep
Who
it
is this
down?
guy?
Keep
Who
it down
is
in the
this
back.
guy? Who is this
Well,
guy?
I'm a bit of a like people always say, "Oh, all these sports writers, they're just disgruntled jocks, guys that never made it." No, I was always kind of like a disgruntled, like either stand-up comic or actor. I like in elementary school, I was like I would always try to be the lead in the school plays that they were putting on, but it quickly became apparent that I had no real acting ability or talent, so I went right to writing. Defo and you,
How
on the
can
other
that
hand,
be true?
you got broadcasting careers. Put them together, you're almost at 100 years of broadcasting, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, did I
You know
meet you
what?
at the dog track in
We're gonna be-
1978?
We're going to be doing this until we die.
And that's the beautiful part because it keeps us young. It
Can,
do-
yep.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing this. And
Yeah.
again,
Sushi's really good here.
They
I
do a
gotta say.
really good job with the
I want to
sushi.
interject it. They do a nice job. Man.
yeah,
My
it's,
friend Tommy, who's a bit of a sushi connoisseur, said, "Hey, I really do like the sushi at Gulfstream Park."
as you would say, don't sleep on the sushi because
Don't
then you'll
sleep on
it. Don't
switch
sleep
to
on
the
it, yeah.
rice. But
Let's give it a
it's-
try.
It's really good. No, and
they do
again,
a really nice
what
job.
Joe Beja was telling us the other week,
He put it
is
right. He'd say
it
right
used
there.
to be on the
Yeah.
third floor in that flamingo room, but now it's become so popular
Yep.
that instead of sending everybody up and down a flight back and forth, they have moved the sushi counter, the sushi chef, and all the product
they're right here, yeah.
downstairs.
Yep.
And so they slice it right to her. It comes, hits the table, practically
That was
jumping out of
quick,
the
yeah.
boat. And
Yeah.
here's the hamachi scallion roll, which of course is now
A good job, though, by these
sticking
guys,
together. And I am, I'm down that. Is that a Mayo big bite? That's a
I don't know,
Mayo
you people
medium
with your
bite.
hands and forks in the
Yeah.
sushi. My wife would be losing
you
it.
did it off air yesterday, which was disappointing to the many followers of the program.
It's on the Instagram.
Yeah,
if you want
but,
to check it out.
yeah, I
Is
would
it time
definitely
to take
check
a
out
break?
this Instagram thing.
Oh, what did I do yesterday? Oh, the big bite of the hamburger.
Yeah.
Well,
I
so
have
that-
literally a whole highlight reel of your big bites on Instagram.
Oh, I want to see that. Let's put it on TikTok.
so-
Let's get a million
so-
followers
so
and make a
fly
lot of money.
live.
Yeah. I would imagine you were expecting me to maybe pick up a whole bowl of soup and just slurp it down in one bite and then put it on my head. Maybe next time.
But people
When is
are,
it?
you know,
Maybe
I
not.
mean, if you were wondering, and this is always a question, where do you get great soups, right? Like you might consider Whole Foods to be in that
Yep,
category.
yep.
They have some pretty good soups, I would have to say. I mean, are they overpriced? Not bad by the standard
Yeah.
of the ingredients and everything.
No, their soup is tremendous.
Pretty good, yeah. And then of course you want to fill it right to the brim so that it's kind of
You-
like
the-
slopping
you
over on the
You
when
guys
you're
took
cashing
home a
out,
couple
yeah.
of containers. Did you sample any more or have some?
I had
at
a little
night?
bit more of the turkey
The
chili. I
turkey
couldn't
chili is
resist,
outstanding.
and then
Is that
I wanted-
yesterday?
I wanted
Yeah.
to leave the rest for the
Yep.
Mustang because I know she would love that stone crab
Now,
chowder.
you
That
talk
was great.
about soups eating in and
But
dining
where,
in.
where do you go to get great
Well,
soups? I mean, that
we're
would
going to be
the place.
going
Yeah,
next week,
yeah.
next Thursday. Gilbert's has
Gilbert's is
tremendous
nice
soups,
soup,
and
and
they
See, no,
all-
I would never
they
think of that.
pride themselves on all kinds of soup of the days, and they've got sometimes they have mushroom barley, sometimes they have split pea.
This is
Like,
my.
they have
I
a
mean,
tomato bisque with
is
their
the service
grilled
any
cheese
better
salad.
here?
No,
I mean,
she-
can it any
Best.
better?
We've got nothing but the finest in service and hospitality here at Gulfstream. And you want to come out here one day? You know, the Sunday brunch is now $55, but you
You
and
can be
a
there all
guest
day,
can
though.
come out here for
For free.
nothing
Yeah.
if you win the weekly contest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's time.
All right, let's get
Okay.
going.
Gonna do it.
Let's do
Let's
our
get rolling along.
weekly 10 Palms Lunchbox Sunday Brunch Buffet giveaway. All you got to do is email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia questions along with your horse selection for this week's contest race. Then it's going to be a 10-horse field, so numbers 1 through 10. The 11th race tomorrow, which is the Gulfstream Park Sprint Stakes. And the tiebreaker this week, I did listen to Sarni for a change.
No.
Luckily, he did not recommend like some pickleball match or the women's volleyball NCAA between Crichton and Liberty. But
You want figure skating?
no figure
prelims,
skating.
Yeah.
We are going to have the NBA Game of the Week that's going to be on the ESPN ABC networks tomorrow night. Big game between the New York Knickerbockers and the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you do. Give me a number between 1 and 10. That is the winner of tomorrow's 11th race at Gulfstream. And again, post time scheduled for 5:07 p.m., 6 furlongs on the main track. Give me a winner and victory margin in tomorrow night's Knicks-Celtics game. And then give me an answer to the questions that I'm about to read. And again, if there's multiple people that have all three elements right, then there will be a tiebreaker drawing on Monday's Lunchbox. And what are you going to do? You're going to send those three elements by email to me, MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, Saturday, February 24th. You got that, Tony?
Got it. Oh,
Tony's in.
Okay. For this week's contest, we salute this week's South Beach Wine and Food Festival and also continue our celebration of Black History Month with a Black-owned restaurant in Miami that's taking part in the food festival.
Okay.
Ready for the clues?
Yep.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This Miami offshoot of a famed Harlem restaurant in New York opened in a historically Black part of town in Miami in December 2020. Again, Miami offshoot of a famous Harlem restaurant that opened in a historically Black part of town in December 2020. Anybody know it yet?
No.
Number 2. The celebrity chef behind this restaurant was born in Ethiopia, raised in Sweden, and described the food at his Miami location as a blend of African American, Latin, and Caribbean cultures with a, quote, traditional Southern feel. The menu favorites include yardbird with biscuits, a fish fry with oxtail fried rice, and Guyanese pepper pot lamb shank.
Interesting. Okay.
Anybody know the
And
chef?
it originated
I
in
can
Harlem?
name the chef because
Can you give us a rhymes with?
well,
In terms
And
of
originated in
the
Harlem?
name of the chef is not in the name of the restaurant, so I'm going to give you the name of the chef.
Okay.
For the people who watch the show, you get a bonus, a little bon mot.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the chef, Tony?
Nope. No.
You don't
no.
watch a lot of Food Network shows or
No.
food shows because he's
no
a
idea.
judge,
Yeah.
and he's
Oh,
also
really?
hosted a show on PBS about like different foods around the country.
Okay.
You don't know him because again, born in Ethiopia but raised in Sweden. I think he made his way there and had a family that kind of adopted him. Marcus Samuelson.
Oh, that name sounds familiar.
Marcus
actually.
Samuelson is
There
the
you go.
name of the chef.
The name does sound familiar, but I don't know. the
Anybody
restaurant
that
at all.
doesn't know it now, I mean, consider yourself a fool.
Do you know the name of the restaurant?
I have no
All right,
idea.
And the restaurant complex in Miami also features a weekend-only ice cream parlor and a late-night lounge club that was the former home
I
of
don't even- I don't think-
Clyde Killen's Pool Hall. You ever heard of Clyde Killen's Pool Hall? Okay, and
You were
but
giving me crap
this-
about Abe Saperstein yesterday.
by the way, I've got some Abe Saperstein notes for you in a minute. But
I'm looking at
the second floor used to be the
Figures you
Clyde
couldn't let
Killen's
it go,
Pool
yeah.
Hall, is now a club. But back in the day, the pool hall was where visiting musicians such as Sam Cooke, Aretha Franklin, and Roberta Flack once played and partied
in Harlem.
back in the days of segregation. What happened, and Tony knows this, is back 50s and 60s when some of these great Black performers would be allowed and perform on the beach in some of the big hotel resorts on the beach, but they weren't allowed to stay there overnight.
No,
So
they
then
weren't.
they came over the causeway and they stayed in Miami in this part of town and hung out at this Claude Killen Pool Club a lot. And there was a little bit of a boarding house hotel where they would stay. And again, these were back in the days of Jim Crow and segregation, and it's really not all that long ago.
What do you mean? My mom's lifetime.
Yeah, so it's anyway. Those are the three clues.
I'm gonna
Jeff
do
D
it.
for the Forest. You still have any idea? what
Blancaroni,
this-
man.
Yeah,
I mean,
no idea.
Okay.
you could tell me anything, but I have no idea. What were the other things? The race? Which race was that?
Yeah, what race
It's
is
the
it?
11th race.
Yeah,
Again,
and
it's
then,
the
what,
Gulfstream Park
Celtics,
Turf
Knicks?
Sprint 1 through 10. 10 horse field. Celtics, Knicks,
What's the line on
tiebreaker.
the Knicks game?
I don't know.
They
I
gotta
don't even
be-
know where it
They have
is.
to be big underdogs wherever. it
Sarni's
is.
got to tell me where it is. Now, let me discuss the race a little bit. It's 10 horse field. It looks like there is a kind
Knicks
of
are
pronounced
gonna be-
favorite, Bill Mott's Candyman Rocket, ridden by Junior
Is
Ortiz.
that who you're going with?
Yeah, I think so. The second choice, number 1, Run Classic, JJ Castellano. And number 10 is Dean Delivers from Michael Miguel Yates. So anyway, 10 horse field, 8-5 chalk is the number 6. Good luck with that. Now, on to Abe Saperstein. I was talking yesterday about Mike Saperstein, who's a very well-known local chef slash.
You went nuts at one point during the show. I mean, you kind of lost it, and then you became like Nikki Haley. I mean,
well,
just an
She
insane
just threw him
person.
off.
Like,
I was not expecting to go
Yeah, you just threw
down the
him
road of Abe Saperstein, who you mentioned was.
well, I mean, I was far superior in terms of worldwide recognition.
We were trying to promote an
and
event.
Mike Saperstein.
I don't know. I think my
this
audience
obscure guy
Mike
that you
Saperstein.
mentioned.
Mike
Yeah,
Saperstein,
I mean,
your audience
have
knows
a
Mike Saperstein.
bigger following than Abe
Abe
Saperstein.
Saperstein is
I asked you the
legendary.
question:
I mean, what are you
is he
talking
still
about?
alive? And the answer was,
I would say no.
No.
do you know how long he's been dead?
Like 50 years.
Sarni told it. Sarni, my man Sarni, who we're back in good graces again. He comes through
Wait,
with
were
all
you
the
not in good
information.
graces for a
Well,
period
he's
of time?
insane, but I do love him. But he basically, R.I.P. Abe Saperstein, 1904 to 1966. He died the year I was born, Defo.
Before our
No wonder
lives.
you were unfamiliar with his brilliance. Freaking
And-
guy brought the Globetrotters into existence.
And the
Give me
king,
a break, man.
the
The
king of
Globetrotters.
esoterica, Jim Sarni, notes that Abe Saperstein was born on the Ides of March, which of course is which day, Tony Segreto? You know?
March 31st.
March 15th.
Oh, March
the
15th.
day that Brutus, et tu Brutus,
Yeah.
totally
That's a
backstabbed.
brute.
What does this have to do with food, Mike?
So what was the Mike Saperstein thing? Do we even promote the thing? I know it was to promote an event that we're attached to, so that's
Yes,
why you were
the
doing it.
Visit Lauderdale
I'm
is going to
frustrated
be
at
for the
Defo because you were
first time
trying to
because
do a
the
live.
Visit Lauderdale is going to be having a burger month, like 954 Burger Month in May, in conjunction with our friend Seth, the Burger Beast.
Oh,
And
Burger Beast.
I think
Good.
they're gonna
okay.
be
Where
I
having-
has
miss
he
Burger
been, man, the
Beast.
beast?
He's
He's
on
in
a
a-
weird freaking.
He won't do the show anymore?
blackout.
Self-imposed media exile. It's not just me. He's just gone underground. He is grilling up. He does pop-ups down at Mojo Donuts down in Miami.
I want to go to one of those so
Mojo
bad.
Donuts.
I want to
Mojo
go
Donuts.
so bad, but he does his
Good place.
burgers
They're-
with Mojo Donuts.
They're so good.
That's
Can
like
I-
a sick combination.
Can I just clean up one thing? Because I do love Sarni, and this is why. Because
I
he
adore
knows
Sharni. He's just a lunatic.
that today Eminem's Slim Shady LP was released 25 years ago this week.
Wow.
And Sarni boasts, I bet I'm the only person you know who has seen the Beatles, Madonna, and Eminem in concert.
Probably.
And I would
Well,
say, yes,
That's
Sarni,
impressive.
you
Good for him.
probably are the only
Yeah.
person I know
I actually
who's seen all
appreciate
three.
his.
But if you want me to
eclectic tastes.
really
How many
be,
people still living that saw the Beatles in concert?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
if you want me to really be impressed, Sarni, I want you to go and score a ticket to the Taylor Swift concert
Oh, good.
at Pro Player
my
Stadium,
wife did a whole
October
thing for that.
2024.
I've been to a Taylor
And if
Swift
you
concert.
Add
for you.
that, then you have the Mount Rushmore,
Yeah,
my
good
man.
luck with that.
All right.
It's an arm and a leg, and it's a whole.
What's
friggin'
the easiest way to get tickets for that? I mean, strike up a
I'm
friendship
hoping they
with Travis
scout.
Kelce? I
I
mean,
don't even know.
how do you get into that thing?
My
I don't
wife had
know.
to do. They had
Harvey
6
Green?
people
I
waiting
mean, who
on
can we
a thing.
call?
You gotta
and
know
they
a guy who knows a
spent
guy. I bet
$100.
Tony
Garfunkel.
Segreto knows a
Yeah,
couple.
Tony
Tony's got
probably
one
could
there,
get
yeah.
you in it. Tony
He's sitting like a
or a
cat
guy the
at
Greek,
the Canary.
the Greek or Tony.
He
could
already
get you in.
has 2 tickets in the
The
bag.
entire Orange Bowl committee.
Yeah, Tony or
Every
the
one of
Greek.
those 80-year-old guys is
Who
going
I'd
to be
go
sitting
to.
going, oh, I love Taylor Swift.
I happen to like her a lot, and I love the song and the video for "You Need to Calm Down." And I know a lot of her music because my daughter is at an age where we grew up listening to a lot of Taylor Swift together.
My
So
wife's the same way.
if
She
I could get a
loves
ticket
Taylor
at a
Swift.
reasonable price,
Not reasonable.
Tony.
You're not
It's
getting
not
reasonable.
exactly Ray
You're not
Davies
getting
and the
reasonable.
Kinks, my friend. I
It's
mean,
like $500 to $800.
give me a little
worth of
Lola
tickets.
any day over Taylor
there you
Swift.
go.
It's not
Hey, it's
more.
time.
By now,
Let's
they're
take
more.
our first break. First, let's talk
That's
about.
our first break.
Let's talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
broke it.
1:30, and
Oh,
we've
man.
been at this for a half hour nonstop.
Jesus.
Time flies when
Yeah,
you're
I got to get going.
when-
No.
Let's talk about going into the weekend with our friends at Tropical Acres.
Yeah, we'll be there next week.
It's a place where you can go get great steaks, prime rib, rack of lamb, or on a Fish Friday, they got great seafood. You can get the they got scallops, they got the broil seafood platter, they've got some new pasta dishes that are seafood only, like a lobster and shrimp with pasta.
Nice.
We're going to be there Tuesday. I'm looking forward to our first visit this year, first visit in a while, to see the great folks, the Studi Alley family,
know that
Jack
guy?
and his sons. No, Joe, he was photobombing us.
Oh.
And that's okay. We enjoy the photobombers here on the
Looks like you're playing
Lunchbox.
around the golf this morning. that
Especially,
guy.
Yeah, he looks
I
like
mean,
he's
Looks
about
like
to
he's
go.
ready to go for a nice
I mean, is
prime
that
rib.
a great combination? Golf straight to the track.
Now it's gonna.
And then go
And get
straight to
Tropical
happy hour
Acres,
at
yeah.
Tropical
Tropical
Acres.
Acres
It
happy
even
hour.
goes on
Celebrate
Friday.
I've done that.
I have done
It's
days
like going to
like that.
Narrows back in
to
the day.
6:30. You
Yeah.
can catch the last race here today about 5. Make it over there to 2500 Griffin Road, right west of
We
95
have a cocktail.
and the airport. Have a great half-price cocktail. Have a couple of light bites in the bar, then slide on over to the dining room. They'll take great care of you. And then use your loyalty reward club card. Get for your every 12 entrees that you purchase, you get the 13th one for free. And you know free is me. I collect those cards like
I think it's Defo and I.
Oh, no,
and-
anybody in
and-
the media.
and-
Come on, let's face it.
If it's free, it's for me.
That's
go
it.
in there. It's open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop if you want to kind of run in and get a couple
Butcher
of
shop
beautiful-
is open now.
Yeah, it's open from 10 a.m. Till about the time the restaurant
Good job
opens
there, Tony.
every day but Sunday. And it really takes the the labor out. You could get those
sit back.
beautiful
I sit back.
the beautiful
He's
filet
going on
mignon.
and on, and you emphasize the point. Go there now. Just go there now.
Just turn off your computers. Go run out, get a couple of those beautiful barrel cut
Get
fillets.
some of those steaks.
Reasonably priced. Throw them on the grill at home. Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox. What race is coming up? It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Wine, got a salad that he consumed. And he's hitting the machines, but he's punching in tickets. He needs a winner. I told him, just listen to me. Box the 1s, 8, 10 in the 6th race today, and play the 8 heavy on top, and you'll be a winner today. Meanwhile, Joe Beja sends his regrets. The very dapper
Wine and Food
and
Festival.
unbelievably proficient and efficient director of executive director of hospitality here at Gulfstream,
Such a
who
good guy.
usually blesses us with his
Okay.
presence.
Check it out.
But he just sent regrets. He
Okay,
says
check it out.
he's on South Beach for the South Beach Wine and Food Festival events. He said he did the Burger Bash last night, and tonight Guy Fieri is hosting a diners, drive-ins, and dives event on the beach in the big white tent. And today, as everybody knows, is like Industry Day. They have a big event. If they
would subsequently walk right into just an absolutely hammering left hook, and then find themselves on the defense.
But that's
back-
the thing.
we're back
Like I
on.
feel like
we're
Mayo's the
back.
kind of guy that
Mayo would fight back.
would
but
know what
he
Neil's
wimped.
doing and like let himself be a part of the joke, I guess. Because that's if you're calling in Neil, that's
I
what's going to
thought-
happen.
That's what I did until I spoke to my sports editor, Fred Turner, a couple
So you
hours
never do that
later.
again. Yeah.
And he was a big Neil fan.
Yeah.
Big Neely. And he said, Mike, don't ever do that again.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're asking for trouble, man.
You cannot
Yeah.
win
No.
against a master
You
like
can't
that.
win. But Tony was well respected by Neil Rogers.
I was. He went on a tirade one day about my suspenders.
Oh yeah, and
You wore
And-
suspenders.
Yeah.
I thought that was Larry King.
No. And then
Loan me $50.
Tony originated it. Yeah, King copied it.
and then Larry still owes me $5.
Well, good luck collecting.
Yeah, good luck when you see him.
but I went on the air with him and I said, "So Neil, what's the deal?" So he said, "What's with the suspenders?" And I said, "It's what's it called, style."
Wow.
Wow.
That's a concept that's
Neil wasn't
foreign to
exactly
me.
like a
He-
sharp dresser or anything.
He said,
that's for sure.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah, no. Look, I miss him. I can't believe it's already been like 14 years since
Yeah.
he's
Is that
passed
right?
or
Been
left
that
the
long?
airwaves.
Wow,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
What did he
And-
die of?
A broken heart. No, I don't know what happened.
I
I really
believe,
think he's one of
he-
those guys that once he stopped working, he lost his purpose, and he
I don't know.
just
He always had like various ailments, though.
yeah.
He had a lot of problems with blood pressure and things like that. The kind of stuff that kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the long
and
run, yeah.
I guess let that be a lesson to me because he used to go on the air and describe how he'd eat a whole pint of fish food.
He wasn't
the
overwhelmingly
Ben and
fat,
Jerry's.
though. I mean, there were times he looked like a schlub, but in general, he wasn't as fat as he implied. In terms of his overall health and well-being.
Well, we miss Neil, and of course now we miss Norm Kent, his longtime agent and foil, who passed away last year. And Norm is the whole reason that we got this whole silly thing going, right? Because when he got sick, they had
Somewhat, no, there was
space
a
available.
certain amount of desperation on the part of the radio station.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
led to us getting a show there.
You'd have to be pretty desperate to give us a chance.
And then you would have to be
man.
really
The
desperate.
four of us, you got to be desperate, folks. You
But I
got to
mean,
be desperate.
you can't light a fire without a spark, my friend.
Oh,
So you
man.
got to get started somewhere.
Just look at us now. But hey, the
What-
Let's Eat South Florida group, you know how I have a love-hate relationship with them. And this
Mostly
morning,
hate, though, you would have to say.
yeah, I mean, I guess I am like
Yeah.
Dr. Frankenstein or however you pronounce it, Gene Wilder and Young Frankenstein, that creates the monster and is first,
And then you're
overjoyed.
victimized by it, yeah.
and then
You created it.
and 143,800 now. We've kind of slowed down a bit. Facebook does that.
I don't know that there are that many people left that would, I mean, how many more people can you get on this thing?
I mean,
What's the
seems like
population of Broward County? I don't know. What is it?
everywhere we go now, when we did our show at Sicilian Oven, and the mayor of Cooper City, Greg Ross, comes up and goes, "I love your site. It's hilarious." People,
There you go.
if you take it the right way, which is as entertainment, and then also you can get some good new restaurant recommendations, it's a lot of fun.
No doubt.
If you take it too seriously, like some people do, including myself,
Well, you're unfortunately involved in administration, and you're bitter.
Yeah.
Your life was fine before this, so you don't work at the paper anymore, and you're still stuck like in the confines of having to be like a Sun Sentinel representative, and it's not easy.
it's not easy because
Yeah.
when I'm on there, I have to kind of play by the rules and be civil, even though I might be thinking evil thoughts in my head, like, you can't be serious. Are you complaining about this? Do you realize how ridiculous you are? And
Yeah.
so I kind of had a little fun with that whole this morning thing where I kind of did this satire post, which I thought was obviously satire. You could go look it up on there now. It's got like, within an hour, it had like 500 likes and it's over 400 comments. Now it's insanity, but people, is it the nature of social media or just the degradation of the education system of the United States, Lubie, that people didn't realize that it was humorous and satire, even though at the bottom I clearly said, this is humor and satire.
Well, first of all, people don't read the whole thing. If you haven't noticed, that's what literally half of society is just reading headlines. So they just saw the top and then
Right.
saw the bottom, and they combined the two and forgot the middle. He actually loves Batch. Sorry, Kevin.
There was no
but
knocking of Batch.
Well,
I just
they know
attached
that.
a picture.
He
of
loves
it.
Batch, Kevin.
they know that. So, anyways,
Chicken was great.
but also people are just angry and want to be angry and want to complain, even if there's nothing to complain about. That's just sort of our
I
times.
think people just want to complain, like Lubie said. They just, they're just angry people.
But the thing that gets me is when you go to a keyboard after some incident, and then you sit down and you type the words, "My blood is boiling. I'm literally shaking." And these are phrases that we see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not occasionally. And I was like, it's just dinner.
Yes, yes.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
There'll be another dinner tomorrow.
That's God willing, there will be. Yes.
It is hysterical. It really is. I can't believe people took that seriously. I mean, that's the surprising factor there. Yeah.
There's also, I don't want to get into the
Yeah.
politics. That
But I love
71
when people
million
start,
people actually voted
you
for
know,
a certain
Yeah,
candidate
just
for
like-
president last
Yeah.
night.
and they
Thank
may
God
do it again.
78 million
Yeah.
did
Maybe more.
the other guy. But
Yeah.
anyway,
No, it's good.
Anyway,
Can I get in trouble for masturbating this morning? If I was in Alabama,
Jesus.
I mean, what the hell?
Defo, let's not go there. But my comment on that whole thing is this is great because now I've got a freezer full of embryos, and my IRS tax return for the upcoming year will show
Yeah.
12
Those are your
dependents.
kids.
That's
Yeah,
a
they're
good
12
idea, yeah.
Who knew?
And it's Nikki Haley. She doesn't know what to say, right? It's like,
Those-
well, no, they're kids, but they're not really kids.
Those little mouths
If you
to
want to
feed.
consider them kids, you consider them kids.
I
When
have
it
a
comes-
dozen. I have a dozen in my refrigerator.
And then Val pointed out last night, no, they have to be human embryos, not chicken embryos. I was
Oh,
like,
there you
Oh,
shoot.
yeah. I mean, what a joke. What a
You know what?
I mean,
This
it's
whole
fine.
Is Nick
country,
Saban on the Alabama Supreme Court? That's the question of the
Ken
day.
was
the
saying-
fact that they're quoting Bible verses rattles me a little bit
little
to
bit. A
justify
little
bit.
some of these
That's
things.
that
But
separation of church and state.
how'd we
There you
do
go.
with these tickets, Defo? Are we about to run
not,
the race?
Not well, no, not well at all.
Okay.
We needed the 5 ball to be a factor there, and he was no factor whatsoever.
All right. Well, now
So
that
we
Joe
got-
Beja is not here, he's down at the White Sands and White Tents of South Beach Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, yeah, all right.
He, I did text him. I said, "How many burgers did you consume last night at the Burger Bash?" And he said 6. And I was like,
Oh, full
I don't
burgers?
wanna-
6 burgers? Wow.
well, they have like 34 or 32 different outfits that cook up these burgers with different styles. And the winner of the People's Choice Award was a hometown favorite, Pincho. It used to be known as Pincho
Pincho
Factory.
Oh, they did a good one.
They always do a good job.
But this wasn't this is not the Burger Beast.
No, this was the
Okay.
huge, 3,000 person
Oh,
event
from yeah.
that I think Rachel
South
Ray
Beach.
was the MC and
Oh, wow.
overall
Okay.
host.
How
Um,
big is that thing now? Because it was really, really popular.
Now it's like
That's
national.
huge.
Now it's like national.
Huge.
And but the fact that local boys, Pincho won for their burger for
Yeah, they
People's
won.
Choice,
They did well at Beast.
and then I think there was another one that won the judges competition, also a local one. So the Miami burger scene is thriving, alive
strong.
and well.
Yeah,
And so is the The Broward one, I could rattle off 12 great burgers in Broward. We're going to be at one of them next Thursday, but with Gilbert's. But of course, our friends at Visit All Food and Wine, we're going to be doing their first Burger 954 month in May because they're not satisfied with just having the one event in January.
Yeah, they do
now,
such a great job.
and we're going to be doing year-round events now. So Burger Month 954 is going to be coming up in May.
Nice.
We're going to maybe be doing a Mike Mayo's
Mayo thing,
Lunchbox
that'd be
Summer
cool.
Seafood Celebration
That'd be fantastic.
in
Wow.
June or July.
Yeah, I would say July,
Details
August.
still to come.
Yeah.
With our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack on
Nice.
Lauderdale by the Sea. But meanwhile, the first one upcoming next month, it's going to be the International Whiskey Day celebration with whiskey and barbecue, bourbon and barbecue. It's going to be held at House on the River, which is that new, let's say, restored, beautiful old restaurant house on the new river in Fort Lauderdale. And there's going to be 2 great pitmasters involved, along with the great mixologist, Miles Johnson, and we're going to be Miles Robinson. I'm sorry. And it's going to be VLFoodWine.com. Go online, get your tickets now. March 27th is
March
the date.
27th.
And we're
Nice.
going to be doing a preview show in a couple of weeks with some of the pitmasters
Nice.
involved in the backyard of Ron Dimpfelmeyer, who is known as the host of the Big Green Egg Show. He does this whole barbecue smoking thing in his backyard. He has a huge following, and he's going to be one of the guys who are putting on the event
Nice.
with Visit Lauderdale. So VLFoodWine.com. Go get your tickets for that now. You can also get your tickets for next year's grand tasting.
Yep.
And I meant to tell you, Lubie,
Yeah.
remove the lunchbox code because right now the prices are so low for the early bird
They're
specials.
not doing it.
They're not honoring the lunchbox promo code yet.
What?
Later
Okay.
in the year they will. So we will update that on
Get
the
that straight,
bottom
man.
crawl.
Come on.
And one other thing before we go and take our final break of the day. We're doing a doubleheader today, Defo. Are you up for a day doubleheader?
It wouldn't necessarily be my favorite position to take, but no, I'm in.
Well,
you guys are doing it. I'm in.
when the sun shines, you got to
anyway,
make the
it
hay.
involves Frankie Tallarico, so
Yeah,
you know,
we're
I'm
going to
in.
be
Yeah.
we're going to be doing a bonus edition today at 4:00, which we're also going to be re-airing later on when I'm away on a little vacation.
Oh, is that this weekend?
Well, no, I'm going to New Orleans next weekend.
Oh,
This
okay.
will
So
air a week
we
from
are
Monday.
going to be going to the new Arabian Nights Mediterranean restaurant
You
on
love
Las
that place,
Olas. It is a Frank Talrico production that's kind of located within his Piazza Italia complex there on Las Olas.
Tony,
we're
you
going to
in
be
for
out
a doubleheader today? What about Tony?
We're going to be up there at
We have a
4
lot
o'clock.
going on.
I don't want to rope
We have a lot
anybody
going
into-
on.
It's all good. You're more than welcome to
No,
join us.
Tony
There's
on
going
Las
to be grape
Olas, man.
leaves. There's going to be all kinds of hummus and spreads, baba ganoush. The 2 women who run it, it's a mother-daughter combo who came from Syria, had a restaurant that was up in Wilton Manors, but it was a COVID casualty. And now Frank has helped them revive their great food and restaurant concept, what they call Arabian Nights. We'll be there at 4 o'clock today. Come on out for early happy hour.
Yeah,
on Las
they're open.
Olas.
Yep.
And then we'll re-air that episode in a week or so. But yeah, double header. So you can tune back in. I will be simulcasting it on the Let's Eat group.
Nice.
Frank Talrico is great, along with Zena and Lena, the mother-daughter combination that are behind Arabian Nights right there on Las Olas. All right.
Beautiful. There you
Let's
go.
take the
You
next.
did it.
Let's
Yeah.
take the next break.
We'll be right back on the Mike Mayo Lunchbox.
Yes.
Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach, Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox. It's Mexican food with innovative twists, margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar, the place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Mexican food with innovative twists, margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar, the place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. We're having a grand old time today. Tony Segreto, Jeff Defo, Mike Lubie Lubitz on the mixing board. Things went a little wonky earlier, but I guess we stayed on. What was the chatter on the chat line?
They were like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "We're here."
And we came back. Do I have to reboot us on the
We're here. No, we're everywhere.
We're going to be back at 4 o'clock. We're just like cockroaches. You can't get rid of us.
Try to get rid of us.
This Big 6 race coming up soon. Remember, 8 over the 110. You're going to be just bringing home the dollar bills all weekend.
I hope you're right.
We got to give, again, props. Joe Beja down at kind of the industry day down at South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
What would the highlight of that be? I mean, I was always offered tickets. I finally went one year. I would have to say, and
Food
you know, with
one.
apologies to Phil and Kate, that's where I got the impression I really didn't care for.
No,
these kind
some of the
things,
events
you know.
are big mega events with 5,000 people under these white tents. The grand tasting that they have, 5,000 people. I mean, millions of restaurants. It's really a cornucopia of food and beverage, but it gets a little hot there some years, and
It was
it's
steaming hot.
can
I didn't
be
really get to sample
uncomfortable.
much of anything.
I much
that was the other
prefer
thing.
some of the smaller
Yeah.
events, whether it's at the Visit Lauderdale Festival or I remember one time they had a really nice event that was held at the hotel there in Aventura that has I think they call it it was Turnberry Resort back then,
Okay.
but now it's a JW Marriott.
Marriott, yeah.
But they had a really beautiful event, and it was just like 300 people out overlooking the putting greens, like the big practice
It's really
greens.
nice.
It was
That's
a beautiful
nice. That's perfect.
night, and they
Yeah.
had, I forgot what the theme of the night was. It was a lot of good food. It was easy to get drinks, and that's kind of what I like. And that's why I like the smaller.
That's why the
more
Visit Lauderdale
subdued
stuff's
events.
great. But
Little
even the
more
grand
intimate.
tasting
Yeah.
wasn't like
Hey.
insane. Like that's what's great about what they're doing. And
Oh,
Alfred
at-
All's thing was a
at-
fantastic.
at the
I don't know what
Visit
they're doing, but
Lauderdale
Alfred All's
Festival.
thing was great
Yeah.
too.
Now,
like,
they are having that South Beach event here tomorrow night. I assume it's all sold out because they usually do sell
yeah,
out
they
their
do good
events.
event.
But it is not too late to get your tickets for next week. It's going to be a huge day of racing with
Yeah,
the
I'm
Fountain
super
of Youth
stoked for that.
Stakes. Joe wanted us to mention, get your tickets for the Taste of the Track next Saturday. Upstairs, third floor Flamingo Room, starting at noon with
Tacos
the
and
VIP.
tequila. Yeah.
Yep.
Tacos and tequila. It is the big crowd
It's on the
favorite.
board there. That's all. I
Yeah,
knew
okay.
that.
Good job.
Taste of the track. There you go.
Saturday, March 2nd, I will be in New Orleans eating not tacos and tequila.
Oh, yeah,
but
nice.
I think I want to go. Yeah. With
What's
my
your
wife,
number one
Shirley.
go-to thing in New Orleans? What are you
Will
ordering
be-
first?
Next Saturday,
I don't
the
even.
2nd of March, right
I'm
here.
going to go for
at the track.
the Sazerac
Grilled
Lounge.
oysters?
for
He has a whole
Sazerac.
thing. He has like 7
Oh,
different
Don't get me
restaurants.
sidetracked. We're talking about tacos, tequila.
Saturday, right
Lubie
here.
and Shirley will be the official Lunchbox
I'm down to
emissaries,
go. I'm all in.
representatives.
Oh, nice.
Defo can come if you want.
He's a
No,
big
it's okay.
taco
I'm,
guy.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
You're going to be on
don't be
vacation.
so excited about our sponsors.
You're gonna be on-
You know, I love the events here. I always have.
Gulfstreampark.com
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
/tickets/events. Gulfstreampark.com. Go to the website.
Yeah.
You can still get your VIP hour, and that's the beautiful
Those things are
part
great,
because you
yeah.
can go in and it's like you got the whole run of the place to yourself, no lines at all. And then at 1 o'clock, when a few more people come in, but they have the right size events here too.
Yep.
Joe Beja does a
Yeah.
great
They
job.
do a great
Tremendous.
job. They
of
do a
crowd control.
fantastic job.
I came out here for the previous event, which was a bourbon and barbecue, and it was terrific. I mean, I loved it. And it's Gulfstream Park. There are going to be 2 events next month because, believe it or not, there's 5 Saturdays in March, and that
Oh,
means
wow.
the Florida Derby is going to be the last Saturday of the
All
month.
right.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's also going to have another enhanced food taste of the track with a lot of ultra premium bites and sips. That also, you can get the tickets now on Gulfstreampark.com. I'm very proud of our audience. None of my co-hosts knew the name of the restaurant.
Would have no idea even if you gave it to me.
Yeah, I've never
kind
heard
of-
of it before.
What kind of foodies are you? Meanwhile, our
I'm a
audience,
newbie
I've
foodie.
already gotten 3 correct answers of the restaurant
Nice.
along
Good.
for the contest.
Out
So
of 148,000 people. Nice. 3
They
bleeping people got it. Way to go, Mayo.
know more than us.
it's
We're going
early.
to name something so obscure that nobody.
Goodbye. Nice seeing you.
What do I got to
Yes.
do? One more thing, friends. Oh yeah, I do want
We
to
talked about that.
say one more word about Batch because we were in there this week, 525 North
It was
Federal
great.
Highway.
Wow.
That place is
People
so good.
need to realize it's got great food, southern food, but it also has things on the lighter side, the salads, that fish dish, and that coffee rubbed flat iron steak.
That was really
It's
nice.
delicious.
It
It was
was really
tender.
nice.
And that's healthy.
I
Lean
like that
protein.
brisket sandwich. That was
The
good.
brisket was
sandwich
really nice.
Was really
Yeah,
That
nice.
was good.
And a word about, I posted a picture of the fried chicken to go along with my satire post. I was not blasting the fried chicken at
No,
Batch.
you made a point to say this is good.
I said this is
approve it.
one thing I'm not complaining about because those chicken and waffles, you had the waffle, Defo. Did you
Delicious. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
like?
fantastic.
And with that little honey butter, and then you threw in that syrup that
I
was
could have eaten 20 of them.
infused.
They were that good with the cornbread
It
taste.
had like a,
It was
Yeah.
a bourbon whiskey infused syrup,
Yeah.
which I could just gobble up by the pint. And a lot of people were on the group commenting the chicken looks dry. It
First of
doesn't
all, what does
look
that
good.
mean? How does fried chicken
First of all,
on the outside look dry?
First of all, my apologies because I am a terrible food photographer, as somebody pointed
It's
out.
fried chicken.
And I took a picture of the wrong side. I didn't take the pic. You know,
What's
like
the right side?
all
It's
our
fried
faces have a good side and a bad
but
side.
it's fried chicken.
Fried chicken has a good side and a bad side. I had
Okay.
it flipped over wrong,
Okay.
and it was like the bone side up, so you couldn't see all the good.
Look dry.
The well,
It looked like fried chicken.
Chicken-
It's freaking great.
here's the deal with fried chicken. When it looks dry, it means it's not greasy.
Yeah,
you don't
what does
want
that mean?
if you have wet-looking
It's
chicken.
dry.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
No, that's
it's
true.
what is
greasy.
wet
That's
looking
very
and dry
true.
looking?
What
do
you want
mean?
out of fried chicken is something that is dry,
Dry.
like not dry, greaseless, crunchy on the
I
outside,
don't know.
yet succulent and juicy on the inside. And that's how they do their fried chicken at Batch.
Yes.
All their food there is great.
It seems
Um,
to me you're apologizing a lot.
Yeah, for no reason.
Seems like I
He's
do a
very
lot of-
defensive. Yeah,
You did
he's
nothing
very
wrong.
defensive.
These people are
Like,
weird.
No
yeah.
reason.
I don't understand how you have fried
Don't
chicken
worry
and
about
dry
it.
from
Let
the
it go, Mike.
outside.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
outside
Let
of
it
fried
go.
chicken. That means it's crispy. That's the goal.
The people now are criticizing you are
Say
crazy.
goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't want to give people a mistaken impression. That is
No,
really
we
good
love
fried
Batch. They
chicken.
know that.
I'm
was
still
delicious, yeah.
actually my blood is boiling and I'm still shaking that Batch's fried chicken wasn't nominated as a finalist to the Sun
Honestly.
Sentinel's best fried chicken
It was
South
certainly
Florida
worthy.
search.
No doubt about it.
Also, my blood is boiling and I'm still shaking that Grandpa's bagels did not
Oh,
somehow
second.
win
At least it was
best.
top three.
I do not understand that.
It's
That's
top
a
three.
disgrace.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I have not
Suppose
been
a
to the
bagel
place in
snack or whatever is
Pompano.
really good.
I'm going tomorrow to Bagel Snack in Pompano to test for myself
Supposedly
whether
it's,
their
snack.
supposedly
bagels
it's really good. Yeah.
is you know. and
Grandpa's bagels
and
are
my favorite.
again,
superb.
these are why I hate these best contests because you could have like in
It's
a
subjective.
in
With
a
thousands of delis down here
in
in
a
South Florida.
county of 2 million people where you have literally hundreds of delis and probably dozens of places that make their own bagels in house.
Yeah.
Like you could have two places that are excellent and really
Exactly.
good. And I know two of them, Goldberg's and Grandpa.
There
so,
you go.
you know, that's something else. All right. I've rambled
Yeah,
enough.
all right, there.
Goodbye.
We'll be
Yeah,
here
yeah.
at 4. We'll also be back Monday morning.
I saw him in the parking lot. I was worried about him. You know, that was long before the show.
That seems like
Tony,
a
always a
long,
pleasure, my brother.
long time ago. Guys, everybody have a great weekend. We
We're
will
still
see
with
you.
Tony Segreto. I mean, it's not like we're lacking distinction here.
No, it's incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to have Tony Segreto. We're going to have Anthony Bruno in a couple of weeks.
Oh,
it's
wow.
just like, it's good.
It's an Italian
It's a
festival.
good thing.
It's great.
Yeah, that's it for the week.
That's it.
Enjoy every salad. And
What happened to us here?
Shot fighters.